Well, Sheryl, finally got you on the podcast today.
I'm honored.
Are you?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, you don't live in Washington State, but boy, you traveled a long way just for this podcast.
I did. 2 flights to get here, so
Hmm.
I'm committed, clearly. Big fan.
I see. And so, by 2 flights, you obviously mean a layover, so what do your layovers look like? What do you do?
Oh, bougie. You would think I'm a millionaire in my layovers.
What?
I stayed at the lounge.
Like, oh, at the lounge? I was going to say,
Yeah.
you don't get Quiznos like or Potbelly like the rest of us low lives? Okay.
No, I eat the raisins at the bottom of my purse, or I go to the lounge.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you had to eat raisins at the bottom of your purse, that sounds basically like the slum of slums.
Yeah.
That's pretty low.
It is. But when you're hungry, you know.
No, I don't even know if I could. I'm not sure. I mean, do you have something against grapes?
I mean, they squish when you travel with them.
Yeah. Well, they do, but there's this other thing called, don't screw with nature. Do you ever think about that? Okay. I don't know. It just seems to me like people really mess that up.
That's fair.
Now, I mean, I'm kind of a hypocrite. Everybody knows that. I mean, this is not the only thing I'm a hypocrite about. But I'm kind of a hypocrite because freeze-dried strawberries are one of my favorite things. You know
that's
what
a hot take.
I mean?
What do you like about them?
Well, they go in anything. They last forever in the can.
Okay.
That says it lasts forever,
Yeah.
right? Like, put this in your storage if you're a prepper.
If you're bunkering down.
The kids love it. The kids put them inside the, they put them in their cereal. They put them in their, what do you call those? Salads, I guess. They put them in their ice cream.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, they have a lot of uses.
Wow. Never knew.
So actually, it sounds like I've been doing this podcast forever, but...
It does. You have a voice,
Do I?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, that's like, is that a compliment?
It is a compliment.
Do you ever hear about that guy who, this lady recorded giving food to the homeless guy on the side of the street, and he had this voice that sounded like a radio star. Do you know in his past he had been on the radio?
Yeah.
And he got a whole new chance at life, and because that, of course, went viral, and his voice... You ever heard about this?
That's awesome. No. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. His voice was like one of those deep voices.
Yeah.
Like, I think he wanted to have like a jazz show at night or something like that.
That's awesome.
Okay. Well, so like I was saying, this is only the second episode of this. You follow up Henry. It's a tough follow up. I'll be honest with you.
It really is.
All right, did you listen to it?
I listened to it more than once.
Yeah, so that accounts for the 3 likes or the three views on YouTube. So he's got a he kind of jumped into character right away. I mean, he was ready to go.
He was a natural.
He's pretty cagey often and doesn't really want to engage and doesn't look at you in your eyes. Not because he's got something to hide, but it's because he probably doesn't want you to ask him anything at all.
Right.
And yet he jumped right into it with this. So it was like Henry out of life into character. I kind of liked it.
I loved it. I was like, honestly, you could have gone for an hour with him.
I know.
You kept going.
You got to shut that down.
Yeah, at some point.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the general format that we're trying to make here is really just a Q&A, right? Generally, the Q's are me and the A's are you, though I give opportunities for people to ask questions back, right? One of the things that I think the audience wants to know, and by the audience I mean me, probably John Elliott. I just threw one out there for John.
Yeah, shout out.
Right.
Hope he's well. Oh, it's his birthday today.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. You're not supposed to shame the host, okay? All right. I listen. I'm not on Facebook.
Shout out to social media for telling me. To be honest,
let's talk
be
about
honest.
social media for a second.
Okay.
So, you know that I am a
anti.
I'm not anti. I'm not anti. I really think that it's probably a great opportunity for a lot of people to build their lives or whatever they do, right?
Right.
I mean, influencers. I mean, they don't need to influence me to have value, right? I mean, who am I? So that's great. But If you could use social media for one thing, you could only do it for one thing, like one purpose. And the minute that you start to do it for another purpose, it shuts off for like 17 days or something like that. What would that one purpose be? Like, what would you do with social media?
I like to say it would be like something to change the world, but it really would be something to just stay connected to friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So staying connected. Do you think that people give you enough information for you to be able to stay connected?
Yeah.
Do you think social media is enough info?
Yeah.
You could do with...
Oh, in the ways that I interact. So, like, when my friends post something, I reply, I start a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
But the people on there that I don't keep up with, like, I don't interact with.
I see. So if you're not having other parts of your life, this is supplanting only a small part of your relationship with somebody.
Yeah. So I feel like it should shut down for 17 days when I'm seeing someone else's social media that I don't talk to.
Like you feel guilty about that.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
like,
or at least
I'm
judging you.
Yeah.
I'm judging you on your thing. Yeah, I shouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, people post pictures of their kids doing amazing things, right?
Yeah, and I like to see that, you know.
But do you ever want to ask for a key to their house just to kind of sneak in at like 7:45 at night as bedtime approaches to see what's going on? Because the social media, the posts that some people put on there, and I think this is everybody talks about this now about social media is like a fake thing, right? But to make it real, I'll tell you that there ain't no way I'm letting people in my house at 7:45 at night. Well, maybe now when the kids are older, it's maybe more like 9 o'clock. But I mean, it can be a real.
Who are you trying to let in?
Show.
Who's trying to get in?
Well, I don't think anybody wants to know it either, but just in case they did. I'm just saying that I would like to know what it's really like sometimes, but I don't get on social media, so I don't really know what people are pretending and what they're, you know.
That's true. I would say you and Abby were ahead of the game because you guys got off like 6 years ago, from what I remember.
What do you, okay, yeah, ahead of the game, that means that other people are doing it now, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of research has come out on like the negative effects of social media.
Yeah.
But that was... Yeah, you guys got off way before COVID, so.
Okay. So, you know, let's see, you've been married for how long now?
A year.
Yeah.
And some months.
Yeah. Tell me
I'm
about...
not a date tracker, so.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, who's counting?
Yeah.
Who's counting? It's all...
Paul is counting.
That's
he
hilarious.
knows the exact days.
The counting is forward, not backward.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, how many years can you get?
That's the goal.
So you got to take care of each other kind of thing. So, best quality of Paul? I like the guy, by the way. So you can do one of those.
That's good.
You can do one of those, you know, it's positive for you.
Right.
And you know, other people might say, that's trash, that's not him at all.
Well, I will say my favorite quality of Paul, which I actually think you share with him, is he's a very curious person. He thinks for himself. He likes to figure out everything. You can tell him something in the back of his head, he's like, I'll research that later. So I think he's very curious about people and very curious about things, and he doesn't take anything as straight as it is. And so I think me being married to him and spending time around him makes me want to think for myself more and ask more questions. So I like that about him.
Yeah, I like that about him too. Probably annoys some people when they just want to help him get through a problem so he can move on and, you know, get something else. But it's it makes the people around him very very comfortable at times because it means that you know he's thought through it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I would take it. Well, and then what's the you guys have done some traveling, you and Paul. What's the best traveling experience together so far? Now I know you're going to be generic, so I'm going to be specific.
Okay.
All right, best night out or best evening in or whatever on when you were out of town.
Okay. This is so hard to think of, but I'll just say what popped in my mind first.
Great. Yeah, nail it.
And I don't know if you've been there, but Bordeaux.
Okay.
France.
All right.
And that was because it was New Year's Eve. We were walking around town. We had just went to like a pub and somewhere else. And there was like people in the balconies and they were just cheering. And it just felt, it actually was in France, but it felt like Spain to me. And it was awesome. I just loved the community. And people were yelling at us like, Happy New Year. And it was awesome. So, and I felt safe. Like, it wasn't like we were walking around alleys or something. It just felt safe. So there was dog poop everywhere. That was a downside of walking in dog poop on cobblestones. But besides that,
you think it would just fall
it was a
in the
great
grooves.
City. I'm like, underrated.
What? Why do you think there's dog poop everywhere? It reminds me
There's
of
no grass.
my apartment Upper East Side of New York. It kind of
exactly.
Kind of feels like
was there any grass?
I'm not the only one living here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no grass. Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I'm guessing in New York.
But no
There's
grass
a lot of
doesn't mean
dogs,
you don't.
but little grass.
Doesn't mean you leave it there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But some people are different types of dog owners. Like honestly, some people believe their dogs probably are like
Bless
children.
the earth.
Like my children are allowed to do whatever they want.
Right.
My dogs are allowed to do whatever they want. Okay.
Yeah, that's not me.
That's something I know. I've never been to Bordeaux. That sounds
You
great.
would really like Bordeaux.
Would I?
I think it's underrated. Yeah.
Okay.
I know you like. Well, you liked Paris, right?
I mean, I've
But you're
been
kinda
enough
done.
times. I probably.
True. That's what I'm saying. You're kind of done with Paris. You've been.
Well, no, I just don't like the way they. I don't like the way that they think you don't know anything about the food, and so then they give you.
Yeah, that's fair.
They give you the trash. And then they laugh about it in the back.
I know.
I don't know why that
Embarrassing.
is.
Bullying.
Yeah.
That's called bullying.
Yeah, except I'm the one they're paying, so I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
It's odd. All right, so here we go. I got a few questions for you. All right, and these are just kind of, these are get to know you things. Now, some of these I might have asked Henry. So for the regular listeners, you might recognize some of these questions, but they're good ones, and it prompts good things. So, all right, beach vacation or city exploration, you have to pick one, and you go every time.
Oh, wow. Beach.
What kind of beach?
Preferably a warm beach.
I see.
Yeah.
So do you feel like we really gave you the garbage when we took you to Short Sands?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. But there's two different types of beaches.
Yeah.
For two different types of moods. Do you want a moody, cold, chilly blanket beach? Or do you want to tan and run in the water and,
And you're just saying if I had to have one, it would be the warm one. You would not like to go to Short Sands every single day if you're going to the beach.
True.
Yeah.
No. But I like to switch hot beach, cold beach, hot beach, cold beach. Over the city, I would totally do that.
Yeah. Well, now let's see. This is an interesting era, right? You guys are getting ready to move. Tell us about that. I mean, we want to hear more about that. I mean, we know you're moving back to Washington State, but
the greatest state.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. How did that evolve? Like, was this like a sudden thing? Was it like it's always been a longing, or was it always the plan, or was it hey, Paul, I need to tell you about why I have headaches every day and why this and how we're going to make this stop so
This
I can
is
be
an
happy
ultimatum.
again.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me about it. What happened?
Our long-term goal was to move back. We love it here. Paul loved it here before he dated me. So I feel like that gives him some street cred.
Yeah,
he's just not coming for me.
And do you mean Portland or the Gorge, or what are you talking about here?
Just the PNW. Yeah. All of it. Portland, the Gorge, Seattle, all of it.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with both states. So,
I gotcha.
But it did kind of happen all of a sudden. It was just like Paul's job. There was an opportunity to leave that we didn't see coming. So it does feel very like all of a sudden for me. Like I was not prepared to move this fast. So that has been a little stressful but exciting because we would way rather live here than Texas. And I hope there is no one from Texas listening.
I think you can restrict YouTube to certain states. Okay, that's fair. How's your gin and tonic?
It's so good.
Yeah, is it good?
It's a good balance of gin and tonic.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
not everyone knows the ratio. So.
That's right. Well, or some people don't want your ratio.
True.
Which they're wrong, but that's okay. That's a Kansas City gin, by the way. Yeah, called
nice.
Builders. It's a good one.
Cool. I've never had it.
Good gin.
So.
Yeah. It probably could have come along with a little bit of lime, but as we talked about before, there was
There's
no
a
lime.
shortage.
That's right.
You're
Yeah,
not a
just
citrus guy.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so if you could have any exotic pet, what would it be? I'm asking you this because you seem to like our dogs.
Oh, I love them. I also would like the listeners to know that I wanted an emotional support animal, and that was denied.
By the society?
That was denied by Scott.
Well, okay.
But he asked for my paperwork, and I didn't have any.
Yeah, that's correct. I believe that your emotional support animal would have disrupted our podcast.
Possibly.
So he's waiting outside patiently. I'm sure, right outside the door. Like
for sure.
When she
Loyal.
needs me, I'm here.
Exactly.
Okay, so back to the exotic animal.
Exotic. You would think I would have thought about this before, but
These are intentionally questions you haven't thought about, so you got to just throw the answer out and have a good reason for it.
I know, no pressure.
No, I might not ask why. I might just do hammer down all the questions.
I don't know if this is exotic, but I think it would be really cool to raise a baby cub bear. It's not really exotic, but they're cute. I really have no better reason.
How long would you keep that cub?
Till he's about a teenager.
Well, I think if you're holding on to a 13-year-old bear, it might not be okay. Well, that would be interesting. You should make a social media account just about that relationship alone.
Right.
You know, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a Henry question. I asked this to Henry, and he had a really good answer. So you've had a bad week at work. What's your weekend look like, Sheryl?
First of all, I want to sleep in. That's probably what Henry said too. After that, I want to do something outside. I want to get out of my house, get connected to some type of nature or fresh air or something. And then, ideally, I would do some type of fun exercise. Fun meaning like bike ride, pickleball, tennis, go to a brewery after, cook at home. Yeah. Watch a movie, go to bed early. Just a lot of sleep. Sleep is very grounding for me. Yeah, so.
Okay, so you mentioned movie.
Yes.
Which I think is an interesting thing. So let me ask you something. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to read off the top 15 movies from the American Film Institute. 100 years, 100 movies. So a top 100 movies, right? So AFI, top 100 movies of all time. Yeah. Now, this list is controversial. No one's going to argue with that. But I'm going to read them off, and you're going to just say yes or no if you've seen it.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Here we go. Citizen Kane.
No.
Godfather.
No.
Casablanca.
No.
Raging Bull.
No.
Singing in the Rain.
No, but I know the song.
Why don't you sing one of them?
No, thank you.
Okay. Gone with the Wind.
Actually, yes. 4th grade.
Ding. Lawrence of Arabia.
No.
Schindler's List.
Yes.
Ding ding. Vertigo.
No.
Ooh, the boys have got you there. We watched that.
Miss
The
that.
Wizard of Oz.
Of course.
There we go. That's 3. City Lights. This is my favorite, by the way.
Aw, no.
Okay. The Searchers.
Nope.
Star Wars.
Of course.
Psycho.
Yes. Wait, is that the movie about the guy who was...
Listen, if you don't say that's the movie about the shower scene with the knife, then...
Never mind, no.
Okay. And then 2001, A Space Odyssey, which is the worst of all these 15, in my opinion. Maybe the worst of all of these. Well, I think you had 4, right?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Let's see. You had Gone with the Wind, Schindler's List, The Wizard of Oz. Oh, yeah, and Star Wars. That's 4. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, these go on and on.
What do you think about that list? You're a movie guy.
Yeah. So I have done well. Am I a movie guy? I mean, I'm not. I don't know movies. It's not like
No, you do
know.
know. You quote movies all the time.
My favorite movies are not. My favorite top 3 movies are not on this list, right?
Right.
And so which is unfortunate, but that's okay.
What
that's
are your
okay.
top 3? I want to know if I've seen them.
Well, I better make sure that they're not, because there's one that I questioned here. Let me look at this list. So, Unforgiven, is that on this list?
Oh, that I've not seen.
Mm-hmm. Now that's one of my favorites.
That sounds depressing.
And it's not on there, so there you go. Oh no, it is. It's number 68.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go. So me and the list we're tight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. I love A River Runs Through It. Now this might be because I'm a huge Brad Pitt fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who isn't?
Yeah.
To my listeners, turn this off if you're not. I don't want you to listen to this. Tom Skerritt, great actor.
Don't know.
Fly fishing, Montana.
Well, okay.
Mountains.
Now this tracks.
Now you're understanding what's going on, right? It was an era thing.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie. Yeah, for sure. It's really a great movie. I mean, it's about fathers and sons and fishing, and it's about life and death and loss and all the things that happen, and like change and learning and growing and losing and winning, and it's got all the things in it. It's about guilt, but also jealousy, rage.
Yeah. What's the rating on that?
Well, I don't know, but I think I think it might be PG-13. It can't be.
I mean, you sold it. I want to watch it.
Yeah, no, it's a really great movie. And then I'm a very big Reservoir Dogs fan. It's a Quentin Tarantino film.
Oh,
yeah. So
yeah.
and Quentin Tarantino.
I know that name.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, I was gonna. Well, see, you answered my next question, which was, do you have any questions for me? So. That's
of
it
course,
for you.
Always.
All right, so we're going to enter this the next phase, which is going to be kind of some rapid fire stuff. All right, now I've got a lot of questions, and some of these I threw at Henry too. So again, I'm going to be a duplicate, but you're a different person, right? So I don't care.
Right. Yeah.
All right. And by the way, some of these questions you don't have to really know the answers to. You can just say what you think, but you got it. But you have to have an answer. You can't say I don't know.
I can't say pass.
That's right. That's not going to work. Okay. What is your worst memory from Europe?
Ooh. Well, to the listeners not there, we're all human. And let's just say I had a little bit of emotional breakdown in a public bathroom.
In which
We've
city?
all been there. It was London, where you just were.
Yeah, great.
In the train station. Yeah. Thought I would make a friend, but honestly, I was, what is it called? Jet lagged? Yeah. I was a little jet lagged and hungry.
Was it early in the trip?
It was like we had just gotten to our hotel area. So very early, just landed, hungry, jet lagged, just needed to cry. And you know what? I felt better.
I asked Henry what was his worst memory from London, and so that kind of tracks. Could have been actually the same question. Pizza or burgers?
That's really hard. Those are my 2 favorite foods. But I would say pizza.
City life or countryside living?
City.
What is your favorite airplane? Type of airplane?
This is awkward. Because I don't know the planes.
You can name any airplane.
If I can name. all those times I watched Harrison play that one game.
Explain?
Yeah, explain. With the remote, though.
Yeah.
Scott, I was thinking like Delta.
That's great.
So.
Okay, so Delta has all kinds of planes. That's a really good answer. What book would you recommend to my audience? My audience is very nuanced. But they'll be interested. They'll be interested. So, what you got?
That's really hard, but I don't think I could think of something on the spot.
Is that right? Okay.
That is right. I want to recommend a book that I haven't finished reading, and I feel like that's hypocritical. So
I don't think so. No, because it's, again, I think if you think of a book as only good as its entirety, takes away from the fact that the book is good for you through the reading process. Why do we neglect the reading process as the way you feel about something?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But while you were talking, I changed my answer.
What is it now?
It's actually a book that Abby recommended and gave to me, The Glass Castle.
Oh.
Did you read it?
No, I have not read that.
So I love that book so much.
That was a silent jaw drop, by the way. Okay.
Yeah. I guess there's no room to elaborate.
Interesting.
But read that book.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Honestly, it will probably be like a Taylor Swift song.
Is that right? Let's name one.
The 10-minute version of All Too Well.
That's a long karaoke song.
A lot of people will leave the karaoke bar after I start anyway, so I might as well get into it.
I gotcha. Mine is Every Little Thing's Magic.
Oh, that's a fun one.
That's a good
You
one.
want to get the crowd going.
Yeah. Well, you want to, Sweet Caroline gets some singing, but this one gets some thinking, I guess. I don't know. Okay, camping or hotel? Henry was very specific about this one.
I actually will choose hotel, but I do want to camp once.
Yeah.
Glamp.
Okay.
I want to glamp.
All right. What's your favorite board game?
Oh, I like Ticket to Ride.
Okay, that's good. And do you have a talent? Like, this is like a special thing that people say, no. Sheryl can do this. Hold on. Sheryl, do that thing. You have that thing?
I don't have a thing. But I will say, I think my friends think that I have good energy. And I can connect people well. Right? So if I'm in a group of friends and they don't know each other, I can get the energy.
Like, draw them in?
They're like, yeah, just like ask questions or turn up music. They know like, oh, Sheryl will help us have a good time. You know, I think I'm a good connector of people.
Yeah.
And I'm down for anything, you know. Where some people are like, I don't want to dance. And I'm like, I'll dance. I don't want to play pickleball. I'm like, oh, pickleball. So no specific talent. Really talentless.
That's funny. I disagree with that. Okay, sunsets or sunrises?
Ooh, sunsets, because I'm asleep.
Wait, you're asleep during the sunset?
Sunrise.
Oh.
So that's why sunset, yeah. But sunrises feel special because everyone else is sleeping. So it's kind of like more intimate. But I'm also sleeping usually, so I miss out.
Okay. So let's say this. Let's say that you could, let's say that nothing exciting happens in the evening and you get into the habit of falling asleep and waking up before sunrise. You go to sleep after sunset, but you wake up before sunrise.
I would love it.
You're awake for both. Which one were you going to choose?
Okay. Sunrise. Actually, yeah, sunrise.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Yeah. Good. So at least you're not a serial killer. Okay.
Right.
Great. All right. Okay, I'm going to give you the opportunity. You can ask me any question you want. Henry really passed on this. He whipped.
Really passed.
I mean, I gave him a great opportunity.
He said, no, I'm good.
What kind of... You got a question for me? If you want to ask the podcaster himself, the host?
I wish I prepared for this, you
Yeah.
know? Especially to have you on the mic and to have this recorded. But I guess how long did you have this idea? I feel like you had it for a while.
Yeah. You mean having...
The podcast.
Asking my family questions and things like that?
Well, you would say your circle of trust.
That includes my financial advisor, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be on episode like 7.
Yeah, as you know, as a urologist, I have a complex work environment.
Yes.
And my release, thank goodness, is my family and my time away, which is rare, but it's extravagant, not in financial expenditure and that sort of thing, but in the way that I try to just create a bloom of something.
Yeah.
It's important to me.
If
I don't have that, I'm on the struggle. I will tell you that. I need to be able to leave work, which is challenging, and then come to this bright light of something.
Yeah.
And so sometimes that bright light is just being alone, and sometimes maybe going out for a run or walking along the waterfront or whatever. Sometimes it's I want to help somebody move their treehouse or something.
Or tree, I feel like, but yeah.
That's yeah.
You've had people help move trees out of your yard. So that's why I thought about that. But that reminds me of a different question I have for you. Is how, and I think a lot of the adult listeners would be interested, is how do you come home from a long day at work, hearing everyone's problems, fixing some of their problems, and being a dad? Like, how do you just switch? What's your secret?
Oh.
How are you, or are you thinking of them, like your patients?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I have much of a secret for that, because it happens automatically.
You just know, like, when I enter this house, I'm now dad. I'm not surgeon, Max.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll answer it this way. And this might resonate with some people. There's not a moment throughout the day of work where I think of myself as the boss, or as the leader, or as I'm the surgeon. I am the surgeon.
Yeah.
I am the person in the operating room that says yes or no.
Right.
I am the person that everybody looks to when things start going south. But I don't ever think of that. So I don't have to turn that off because it was never on. My relationships with my people at work are fairly consistent with my relationship with people at home. By that meaning, like my the employees, but also the surgical staff in the operating room at the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever have to turn that off because I never turned that on. Matter of fact, I think it's uncomfortable and offensive when the surgeon turns that on. Right. I think that's what TV shows about surgeons. Right. But I think those people are not, they're not your friends and they're not mine. Right. I'll tell you that.
And you've seen that, so you don't want to be that.
Yeah, I never wanted to be that from the very beginning. Right. It was modeled for me, and it was very clear early on that I would never be that guy. Yeah. So thankfully, I don't have to turn that off. I never go from that to that. But I do drive around the block about 10 times. Sometimes.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's gotta be something though.
And people are like, "Oh, really good NPR like segment there." Right. Like, nope, no NPR driveway segments. We're talking about just quiet, silence. Mm-hmm. I will drive down to the waterfront, and I'll walk around a little bit. Maybe, not where we were yesterday, but like not at the main waterfront, but like like with the park, but I'll park over on the other side where where the shipbuilding memorial is. Okay. Where they used to build the landing pads with the other ships. What were they? Anyway, I don't remember, but something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I go there. Then you can walk all the way along the waterfront. You could walk to Whitler Park, but you don't get stuck by the train. That's the trick.
Oh, that's smart. So send me that location. I've gotten stuck.
Bingo! Before. It's the sneak. Okay, great. Well, that's interesting stuff there. So I'm gonna do some would you rather's. A couple of these would you rather's would be.
I hope they're not gross.
What's that?
I hope they're not gross.
Yeah. So like you heard the last.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just you have 5 boys, so like your brain just you're trained. You know what they like. You know what gets the laughs.
Huh.
And you're boy yourself.
I see.
I'm making a lot of assumptions.
All right. Here we go. I know the answer to this question, but I want to hear you say it because I think you should be shamed later.
What?
You can only hear one song for the rest of your life. Would you rather it be Baby by Justin Bieber or Red by Taylor Swift?
Red by Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's the problem.
No way.
First of all, are you going to pass on Ludacris? That's who's singing, right?
Do you know he's from Champaign? Shout out.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
How interesting.
Yeah.
See, and you're still going to go with Taylor Swift.
I am.
Okay, well.
That's my girl.
When Taylor Swift is like 52 and she starts to date a 22-year-old.
No, she's going to marry Travis Kelce.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Right. I see. And here's the thing about that. Thankfully, I am at least in touch a little bit that I know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, he's not a baseball player. So
isn't he like a St. Louis football team? Basically. Crickets.
That is one of the most
offensive
embarrassing and shameful. And
the Chiefs, that's just like right next door.
Okay.
They're neighbors. Kansas City, they're your friends.
All right. What was your favorite childhood movie?
Ooh, The Princess Diaries.
And what was your favorite childhood book?
Ooh, Pictures of Hollis Woods.
Okay, would you rather live inside your favorite childhood movie or your favorite childhood book?
Movie. For sure.
Well, sure.
Yeah, I want to
Pictures of Hollis Woods. It
was kind of depressing.
Fair enough. All right. Would you rather be famous or be married to someone famous?
Be married to someone famous.
Okay.
I do not want to be famous.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Would you rather never commute and stay at home? Mm-hmm. You're always home, all the time. Or have a 3-day weekend.
3-day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big 10-hour workday girl.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go the other way. Would you rather have a 4-day, 40-hour work week and have a 3-day weekend, or make the same amount of money in a terrible job you hate for only 10 hours?
4-day workday.
That says a lot about you. Do you know what your hat says?
Life is good.
Tell us more about that. Why are you wearing that hat?
So, first of all, thanks for asking. I saw this hat in a store in Astoria, and I said, "Hey, can I buy that hat?" And they said, "Ma'am, we don't sell these hats there." And I said, "Well, I really like the color of the hat." And they said, "Okay, let's look at the security cameras." So they looked at the security cameras, and some lady left this hat in the store. And I said, "Well, I like the hat. Can I have it?" So technically, this is a stolen hat.
Did the lady leave it that same day?
Yeah.
Okay. She went back like the next day to look for her hat. How would you describe the color of that hat?
Purple. What would you say?
It is blue.
It is. Has anyone ever asked you, like, are you colorblind?
It's washed blue. And I know I'm not colorblind. I had the test because I wanted to be a pilot, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I passed on the colorblind, failed on the vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that when you got glasses?
I had glasses since 5th grade.
Oh.
How about you?
Freshman year of high school.
A couple years of badness for a while, huh?
It really is. It's embarrassing.
Well, I mean,
for what?
I mean, a couple years of badness
your
before that.
Your glasses, they're a part of your style. So why is it so embarrassing? We don't know.
Okay. Would you rather have to wear black every day, or be forced to wear a mix of every color in the rainbow every day?
Black. Black is very flattering. That's what they say.
You were asked if you wanted to bring something. What'd you bring?
So I actually brought, I didn't have a lot since I took 2 planes to get here.
That's right. The layover, in the fancy bougie layover.
Exactly. It was awesome. So I brought a game that I didn't know I had left at your house for like 2 years. That no one touched. You just put it on top of your
How
fridge.
do you know we didn't touch it?
It looks brand new.
What we got here?
So this is actually a question game that a lot of people I know have done, and Paul brought this. He brought like random cards on our first date.
Oh.
And I had actually secretly bought it because I was nervous, like, what if I don't know what questions to ask? You know?
Huh.
Because I'm not naturally curious. I get like anxious and things like that.
Yeah.
And so this game is a question game, and I actually I know people that do it with their significant other. And once you get to the bottom, once you get through all the questions, I'll show you. There's a final card, a final question card.
Whoa.
So it's supposed to like help build intimacy between like you and a friend, you and your wife, you and a neighbor.
Can you give me a sample question?
Yeah, I would love to. I was hoping that you would ask. Let's see. So there's different levels. Okay. Finish this sentence. Strangers would describe me as blank. Only I know that I am blank. I think that's a good one. And this is...
Strangers would describe me as never serious, always joking. But I know that I throw truth into those jokes.
Yes. I think that's pretty good. See, I got to know you. I wasn't sure what you would say.
That's what
I actually thought you would say strangers. My perspective is strangers would describe me as intimidating.
I don't think I'm
but
intimidating.
I know that I'm a softie.
Am I intimidating?
Yeah. You were, but I'm biased now.
I see.
But if I look back like 8 years ago, you were very intimidating. But you're a surgeon, so I make assumptions, you know.
So if you
and you're smart, so I'm like, ooh.
Well, you know, or I pretend to be.
That would be a lot of work.
So
that would actually be a lot of work to me.
Right. Well, I think I pretend more than I am. So if you were to talk to somebody about me before they meet me, and you know it's going to be like, this is not going to be just a one quick meeting thing. It's going to be, you're going to have to get to know Scott, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What would you tell them before the meeting?
I would tell them that, I also want to say that I think you've changed. I think we've all changed over the years. So maybe you're not as intimidating, but I would say like that Scott, if he seems very smart and intimidating, I'm just kidding. He actually is very down to earth. He actually cares about everyone who's in his life. He is not, I would say, you know, as someone who doesn't relate, like you just have a lot of information in your brain. So normally people think, I want to stay away from those type of people. But you're nicer. You're not judgmental. You're curious. Yeah, so you're less intimidating than other people. You care about people around you. You want them to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And so people assume people who are smart just think they're better than everyone. But I think you have more humility in the way that you treat people and care about people around you. So I'd be like, don't stress. You know, don't stress around Scott Matz. He's a cool guy. He's chill.
Well, counseling's been helpful.
Yeah.
That. Okay. Would you rather live in a penthouse apartment or a huge mansion?
Mansion.
Would you rather never go on vacation again or never meet the love of your life?
This is awkward. I'm just kidding.
It works better.
I'm kidding.
Works better for like a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't answer though.
Never
Just
go on
kidding.
vacation.
Awkward.
Get that on. Get that on.
Yeah, please say it. All right. Would you rather get your favorite but small tattoo on your face, or a 2-inch diameter tattoo on your forearm that someone else gets to choose, and you don't get to pick that person?
That scares me, so I would say small tattoo on my face.
Okay.
Post Malone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Would you rather fart in the middle of an office meeting on your first day of work, or on a first date?
Well, ooh. Well, that's hard because I'm biased because I'm married, so I'm like not worried about that anymore.
But I want you to go back to Paul's first meeting.
I would say first date because you can like make excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one person you have to lie to, whereas in a workplace you have to lie to like 10 people. So I would feel more guilty.
That's pretty fair.
Like it was him.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
It's the noise that gives it away.
It was my shoe.
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read the last 10 movies off of the top AFI real quick, and I want you to tell me. I know you've seen at least one.
Okay.
I'm hoping you've seen 2.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Sophie's Choice.
No.
Goodfellas.
No.
The French Connection.
Wait, did you show me Goodfellas?
We didn't watch it.
Okay, then no. And then no to the French.
I wish we did.
Yeah.
The French Connection.
No.
Pulp Fiction.
No.
The Last Picture Show.
No.
Do the Right Thing.
No.
Now that surprises me. That's up your alley.
Really?
Yeah.
Send that to me.
Blade Runner.
No.
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
No.
Ben-Hur. Toy Story.
Yes! Thank you. 1. I got 1.
Okay. What do you think Sophie's Choice is about? You've never seen it. You've never heard of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what would be your best guess about Sophie? This is not to shame you, by the way, because it's an uncomfortable thing because Sophie's Choice is about a very uncomfortable topic. But I want to know what you was. But yet, what?
That gives me a hint, though.
What do you think it's about?
Well, I will tell you what I want it to be about. I think it's about abortion, now that you said that.
Okay, tell me more.
That's all that I will say.
Well, what do you think Sophie's Choice was?
Or maybe Sophie had to decide, whether to give up a child for adoption, maybe. I was hoping it would be a lighter topic, like a 90s rom-com. Like Sophie's Choice was deciding between 2 guys.
Okay.
That would be like my preferred movie. But
all right.
It's probably deeper than that.
I'm trying to find a really clear summary of it.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
I'd like you to highlight that list. See what movies you've seen.
Oh, I actually did it.
What was your score?
It was higher than yours.
Yeah.
I
I do fall asleep during movies, so I don't know if that, skews my score.
Unfortunately, Sophie's Choice was about a much more tragic thing about basically life and death in gas chambers.
Oh, jeez.
But I can't find a good summary of it. Maybe we should just watch it.
What era is it?
When was it done?
Yeah.
I think it was from the 80s. It's my best
Okay.
guess. Oh, wait, it says right here. Hold on.
Or was it World War
82.
II or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
1982. Okay, so you know, I guess to kind of close this off, because this has been a good talk. We've been going on for 50 minutes at this point. It's pretty amazing.
That's crazy.
It
I
is
honestly
pretty
could
crazy.
keep going.
I know.
There's
but,
something
you know,
about the mic. You
I know.
know.
Well, you got to shut it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Eventually. So you know, you're getting ready to move here.
Yes.
What's going to happen here that could not happen in Texas?
Well, I would say that I get to see the Mass boys grow up.
Mm.
I don't want to miss out.
Yeah. Neither do I.
Yeah.
Neither do I. All right. I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Anything else you want to say? Say it out to the audience?
No shout outs today.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.